Here's another excuse with you. How come you always miss that? You never get anything done on time.
You never clean up after yourself. I am sick of it.
What are you, stupid? What's the matter with you? You are completely worthless. Worthless. Worthless.
Tempo has reached critical level. Tempo has reached critical level.
I've been waiting for this clown.
You ready to do this, son?
Crazy? I'm ready to murder this clown.
All right, so this was John Crawford III was in Walmart with his 2 young children. He was on the phone with his girlfriend, and he was buying a BB gun or an air gun. I forgot which one it is, air gun or BB gun. And he got shot to hell by the police.
In Beaver Creek, Ohio, a suburb of Dayton, there was a police shooting that happened in a Walmart store, which has over 200 security video cameras, and yet the Ohio Attorney General does not want the public to see the security video. John Crawford III was shot and killed by Beaver Creek police after they received a call from a concerned customer who thought Crawford was carrying an AR-15 through the store, and it turns out it was just a pellet gun that he was going to buy from the store. And Crawford was talking on the phone. We know this because his girlfriend was on the other end of the phone when police arrived, and this is her account of it. This is Lacey Johnson. She said he was at the video games playing videos. He went over there by the toy section where the toy guns were. The next thing I know, he said, "It's not real." And the police start shooting, and they said, "Get on the ground," but he was already on the ground because they had shot him. I could hear him just crying and screaming. I feel like they shot him down like he was not even human. So, as it turns out, he happens to be an African-American male. This is in Ohio, which is an open carry state, by the way. You're allowed to walk around with an AR-15 with no permit. It's legal. He didn't have an AR-15. He had a pellet gun that he was buying from the store. It was a Crossman MK-177 air rifle pellet gun from the sporting goods area. This is not a toy for kids. This is a real pellet gun, and this is what it looks like. So a customer saw him carrying it and thought he was brandishing a weapon through the store. Now this raises the question: what happens when there are open carry advocates walking through a store? Do people call the police on them because there's a person walking? Well, according to the police, he was brandishing the weapon in a menacing fashion and waving it at people, and this is why they shot him. Now, if people could see the video, it would be very clear whether or not he was doing that.
Right.
But they don't want people to see the video.
Yeah.
Now, the Attorney General of Ohio says that they're going through all the proper procedures, and they don't want people to see the video because they don't want to influence a potential jury pool. The only people who have been able to see the video are the family members, and that's after there was a protest in front of the Attorney General's office. And they were allowed to see 4 minutes of the video. They said, after having seen the video, that it does not coincide with the police statements. They said that there was no brandishing of a weapon, there was no threatening behavior. And so, 200 video cameras in the store. And you would think that that would pretty much be able to, put together the picture of what happened, Elliot.
I mean, but regardless, whether he was brandishing, isn't the standard so sufficiently high for the police not just to draw their weapons, but to actually use and execute lethal force? Isn't the standard that they have to be in imminent fear of their own lives? So that is, I mean, and surely that should be the highest of standards to assess and to apply in these sort of instances. And again, there seems to be little or no suggestion that that was the case.
That is what they are saying. They are saying they told him to drop the weapon. He didn't drop the weapon. He said, "It's not real." That's not dropping the weapon.
Right.
They started shooting. It was like that. Now, we'll see if the video ever does get released, whether or not he was holding that in a menacing fashion in any way. Walking through a store with an AR-15 is legal in Ohio. That's insane in itself. But brandishing it in a menacing way is the threshold. Right. But I guess if you happen to be dark-skinned and walking through Walmart with an AR-15, that gets a call to the police, even if it's a toy that you're about to purchase from the store that you're in.
Right.
And so Michael Wright, attorney for the family, because what happened is they don't want to show anybody the video, even though there's 200 cameras that can piece together exactly what happened. They did a reenactment. The Attorney General's office staged a reenactment at the store overnight, like after closing time, and staged the reenactment to get information about this. And the attorney for the family of John Crawford III said, "I don't know what the Ohio Attorney General was trying to accomplish with this reenactment. We're not sure why there needs to be a reenactment when there's a video. We still believe the videotape would shed a lot of light on what occurred in Walmart, and we do believe the public has the right to know." So this is just another one of those cases. As it turns out, Albert L. Butler from the website, theroot.com, he addresses the issue of open carry in Ohio. In case there's any questions about what's legal, he says, Ohio's open carry laws mean an individual can possess a firearm without a permit in most public spaces, including stores, so long as it's fully visible. In fact, in Ohio, you only need a permit if you wish to conceal a handgun. That means if you want to walk around with an AK-47, AR-15, even a Remington 870 pump-action shotgun, no problem, so long as you don't conceal it or go around threatening people with it. So we'll see if he was actually threatening people with this.
All righty then. Now we got the some surveillance footage. Let's take a look at this surveillance. So now it is legal to have a firearm without concealing, except if you're a black man. And it's very important for those of you, especially some of y'all are under the delusion of inclusion, that white society accepts you, okay? We're going to look at some of the surveillance footage, okay? Yeah, I saw this. It really didn't show too much, but go ahead. You put the link in? You put the link? All right. That's him on the phone with his girlfriend. He's talking on a cell phone. That's when he picks up the pellet gun right there. And he's walking around with it, it's just down, subject not found. They speed it up, he's walking. Now remember, they sped up the video. So he has the gun, he's poking around on the phone with his girlfriend. So he's just standing in an aisle talking. Somebody calls 911. So the Edomites that was in the aisle probably called. You saw that?
Gunshots in the store.
You hearing boys screaming?
Police officers are here. They're on the scene.
All right.
I just had any shots fired. Start an ambulance.
Do y'all see the madness?
Sir, what's
Back up a little bit, back up.
2026.
He's talking on the phone with his girlfriend. They shot him right there.
Sir, what's going on?
Gunshots in the store. Which corner of the store? Police officers are here. They're on the scene.
All right.
I just
He
had any
was-
shots fired.
I don't know about y'all. This really infuriates me. This really pisses me off. Now let's go to the next video that happened in South Carolina 2 days ago. And this is for a lot of you young black men who is in La La Land. Because a lot of you young boys in La La Land. This guy's going to the gas station.
Can I see your license, please? Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
I just got my license. You can't get my license. I got my license right there. That's my license right there.
Put your hands behind your back. 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 Put your hands behind your back.
What did I do, sir?
Are you hit?
I think so. I can't feel my leg. I don't know what happened. I just grabbed my leg.
Brakes on 866. I need 1052.
Why did you shoot me?
Well, you dove head first back into your car.
I'm sorry.
Then you jumped back out. I'm telling you, get out of your car.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear 2 words, sir.
Hold on a sec.
My license is right here in the ground. I didn't do it.
Brakes on 866. Shots fired on 1038. I need 1052 out here. Broad River at the Shell station near St. Andrews. You seatbelt violation, sir.
Seatbelt? I just pulled it off right there at the corner to pull in the gas station.
Well, I got help come to you, okay? I got help come to you.
I'm sorry.
Just sit still, bro. Sit still for me, okay?
I didn't do nothing. My wallet right there. Yeah, D, this shit just happened.
Where's your ID at in here?
It's right, that's right.
Negative number 1067. I need to get
I tried for a medical courier service. That's my picture ID.
Just hang tight. Just hang tight. Just hang tight. Y'all stay right there, please. Stay right there.
He told me to get my license. I reached for my license. He shot me. Oh my God!
Your boat, just try to sit still for me, okay? I got an ambulance coming, okay?
Sir, why was I shot? All I did was reach for my license. I'm coming from work.
Well, alrighty then. Here we go. So that was a few days ago. Now the cop, I believe he got terminated. And he's up on charges, correct. He tells the young man, license and registration. He goes to get it. Blam, 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 blam. He's shot. Then, I don't know how many of y'all heard the brother say, why'd you shoot me? He said, you dove head first to go in the car. He says, well, I'm sorry. Why does the brother have to say I'm sorry for following the orders the cop gives him? This is straight up madness.
Lord have mercy. This right here is just another example of why imagery is so important. I don't think y'all are with me. Let me turn this thing up. Can y'all hear me okay? That don't sound loud enough. I think this needs to be a little louder. I said this right here is an example of why imagery is so important. Because in both cases, they did not think that they were dealing with human beings. If those were white folks, in both situations, you can guarantee 100% that you would never. That's why those kind of videos don't exist. That speaks to itself. Why is it that you don't see white people getting shot up like that for those dumb reasons? Because their imagery is if you accidentally shoot one of them, you killing something special. Yep. You're taking out something that's special that has value to it. But when you shoot one of us, it's no consequence. This is the reason why we don't have time to play. These are the reasons why when we talk about imagery and making sure that our story gets told, this is the reason why it's so important. Because the way we view ourselves and the way we are viewed, we're viewed like dogs in the street.
So we have to move real slow, following the police instructions. So it is war on black men, black and Latin men. Y'all have to be aware of that. Be very aware. Do not be in La La Land thinking, singing that Barney song, I love you, you love me. I got to tell you a story about that. I'm in a store, and a little girl starts singing that song to me. I love you, you love me. I looked at it and I yelled. I said, no, I don't love you. Her mother had a fit that I did. Now, this is a while ago. I said, lady, your daughter don't know me. She don't know me. She cannot run. She should not run around singing I love you, you love me to strangers. Do you understand what I'm saying? So she goes, okay, I understand. But that's our people raise dumb kids, and we end up getting shot and killed in the street. Give me Isaiah 29 and 13. So now, getting to the topic now. I know you might think you know what the topic is, but you don't. Isaiah 29 and verse 13.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth.
So our people draw near the Lord with their mouth. Lip service, hypocrisy. I love the Lord. I love the Lord. Jesus Cristo mi amor. All of that is BS. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
And with their lips do honor me.
That's lip service. Go ahead.
But have removed their heart far from me.
Meaning our people won't do anything the Bible says. They won't do nothing. They'll give you a good song and dance. They'll coon around the block for you, but they will not do any laws this Bible says. Come on.
And their fear toward me.
Read that part again.
And their fear toward me.
And their fear toward me, meaning their understanding about God is what?
Is taught by the precept of men.
Can you brothers and sisters, I want y'all to imagine this, the same white man that's shooting our sons and daughter, because there was a sister that got shot, remember her? Renisha, what was her name? Renisha McBride. So there was a sister that got blasted to hell. These same people, now listen good, they are Christians, Democratic or Republican Christians who say they love Jesus, and these are the ones shooting us in the street. Yeah, I know. I know about black on black crime, but I'm not talking about that right now. We ain't talking about that right now. We're talking about your friend, the white man, God bless America, white man, just shooting our sons and our daughters in the street. They taught us the Bible. They are the ones, read that precept again, Captain.
And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
So all the understanding that our people have in whatever, in Christian religion, whether it's Baptist, Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness, Lutheran, Mormon, give me some of them stupid things. Christian stuff, Catholics, Catholicism, Methodist, Baptist, Episcopalian, Seventh-day Adventist, thank you. Jehovah's Witness, Pentecostal. The white man has taught us everything our people know about God and the Bible.
The elder made the point and said we're not talking about black on black crime. Let me quickly address that syndrome, if you will, black on black crime. Black on black crime is a byproduct of self-hatred and is a further byproduct of white supremacy.
Right.
That's what it is. So keeping it within the context of this American Christian system, the way we act towards each other is a byproduct of this setup.
Exactly. Now, because people like to say, what about black on black crime? You don't march for that. Yeah, okay, all that's true. But like Deacon Yawasap brought up, that is the root of black on black crime is what they call self-hate. Self-hate is a product of white supremacy. We hate one another. Why? Because of white supremacy. Because of, can you put the prisoner on the screen, please? Can you put the prisoner on the screen?
Get him out of the dungeon. Let's give him some visitation rights.
And whoever does the sign of the cross in here, we're going to throw you out. Because of this devil right here, this demon, this is the root of black on black crime. Our mothers and our fathers beat us to worship this image So anytime we see that, we see Jesus. When we see each other, we see the black devil coon niggas. That's what we see.
Imagery.
So we hate each other. We won't even sell drugs to these people. When we're in the wickedness, we'll sell drugs to each other. I'm going to sell it to... Remember that movie? What name of that movie? They said sell the drugs to the Godfather. The Godfather. What was the exact quote he said? You remember it?
Sell it to the niggas. He said they ain't got no souls anyway.
That's what he said.
He must let us draw the water from the well. Certainly he can present a bill for such services. After all, we are not communists.
I also don't believe in drugs. For years, I paid my people extra so they wouldn't do that kind of business. Somebody comes to them and says, I have powders. If you put up $3,000, $4,000 investment, we can make $50,000 distributing. So they can't resist. I want to control it as a business, to keep it respectable. I don't want it near schools. I don't want it sold to children. That's an infamia. In my city, we would keep the traffic in the dark, people, the colored. They're animals anyway, so let them lose their souls.
That was it. So sell the drugs to the colored people. They're animals anyway. Let them lose their souls. And these are the people that blacks and Latinos and gangs idolize these guys and don't realize the repercussions behind what they're saying. So as a result, they sell the drugs primarily to blacks and Latinos. Kill our own people off. Just kill them off. That's what they do.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates on all our YouTube channels. Shalom.